Are we on the YouTubes yet?
Not yet. I think it just popped. There it is.
I just got my notification on my phone.
Welcome to Raiders Fan Radio, where Uncle Mosh will be handling all the pre-game activities tonight.
I got it. We're on the YouTubes. There's a lot of people already in there. Kill Jadis, Darth Vader Rada. I love that name. Darth Vader Rada. Vader Rada. Paul's in there. Pollination. Ron the Mater Raider. Big Bass Rada.
What's up, Big Bass?
Chris Rubio. Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Bial, Edgar V, Foxy Scorpio, Daniel, the man guy, Tyrone.
What's up, everybody?
Raider Roo.
No,
do it again. You stupid.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, Jason Rodgun, that's Jeff's swag guy.
Oh, nice.
That's the guy that sends us our gear.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got a guy. Hell yeah, Daniel Mangus. All right, let's kick off this episode number 219 of Raiders Fan Radio.
Oh my God, you sound terrible. I love it.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Paletnikov, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio, hosted by Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Take it away, guys.
Get it, Murph.
All right, welcome to Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you, Brent Musburger. What is up, Raider Nation? Welcome to episode number 219 of Raiders Fan Radio. My name is Murph, and I will be your host for the night. We'll see how long this voice holds up for. I promise I will do my best with it. Nothing but sipping a big, giant double T out of my Raiders mug tonight because yours truly went so hard at the Raider game on Sunday after we beat the crap. Well, we did beat the crap out of them. We eventually beat the Dolphins. And, so my voice has not yet recovered. My body started catching up today.
Oh, my gosh.
So thankfully, but yeah, the voice is still struggling a little bit. So thank you for joining us here tonight for episode 219 of Raiders Fan Radio. If you're listening to us on the Fansided network, on Just Blog, baby, you can find this show on any of your podcast services. Just search Raiders Fan Radio anywhere you get it. Apple, Google, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Pandora, Spotify, you name it. If you have a podcast service, you can find us. Just search Raiders Fan Radio, hit that subscribe button, and we appreciate all the new awesome listeners we're getting from those various sites. And then also you can join us each and every week live at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern on the YouTubes. That's at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. And you can join the amazing chat, the best chat in all of Raider Nation, and so many awesome folks in there tonight. Matthew Menges, Storm, Ron the Mayor.
I got this.
Well, let me introduce you first.
Okay, go.
Okay, so I can't do this show alone. It's certainly not tonight because I'm playing injured. So I like to welcome the legendary man that sits to my right. He adorns the Western Annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. Welcome to the show, Uncle Mosh.
Okay, well, thank you so much, man. I can't believe you got through the opening segment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm checking these off. Chapter 1, check. So anyway, it's good to be here. I'm excited to be here. It was like 4 hours ago I saw you when I was picking you up at the airport. It seems like, we'll tell the story about that later. But anyway, let me welcome in Foxy Scorpio, Darth Vader Raider, Paul Egerton, the main guy, both of them. So they say there's two. Ron the Mater Raider. He says your voice sounds a lot like our 2020 defense.
Yeah, it does.
BL. Pineapple's in there. Miguel Ruiz. Man, I'm trying to scroll. Everybody's here. Michelle Sweat's here. Swaggy J was in there. He couldn't be with us live tonight, but he's in the chat. Killed Jadis. Did I say Big Bass Raider? Man, everybody's here. Everybody's here. Hey, guys, hit the like button.
Hit the likes.
Swaggy usually tells you to hit the like, but let's go over to the Swaggy cam.
All right, well, I don't have Swag Cam up. He's not here.
I know. I was
So
gonna do a joke.
There's nothing there. It's just black. No, that's not even the right one.
Fuck, baby.
Intro. I don't know. Oh, here it is. That's the Swag Cam. That's
Okay, let's try that again.
It's not even on. Yeah. All right. I love it. Atticus B. Rocket says Murph says I'll be questionable to return with a throat injury. But then also Kill Jada says I need Murph now to say with his Godfather voice, "Look at how they massacred my boy." Yeah, Luca Brazzi.
Oh my gosh.
Luca Brazzi, my
Luca
pagan
Brazzi.
visit. Yeah. You come to me on this day of my daughter's wedding. Okay.
They said you sound like a lot like Phil Villapiano.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Absolutely.
All right. So welcome to this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. We appreciate you all joining us.
I'm gonna help you tonight, bud.
You help me tonight.
I am.
Okay. So this is episode number 219 of Raiders Fan Radio. We always take our episode number and tie it back to something significant within Raider Nation. So being 219, we go to our good buddy Swag Jeff that handles that duty. Sorry.
You said duty and you were thinking you had to go again.
All right.
Let me finish this off for you.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
so
Mosh.
Swaggy,
Pick me up here.
Swaggy always takes our episode number and he relates it to something in recent or past Raider history.
Yes.
And tonight, Swaggy J phoned it in for us. So now, none other than your own Swag Jeff.
Hey, what's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Swag Jeff, coming at you with episode number 219. Oh, my gosh. Hey, before we get into this, we're 3-0, baby. Let's go. We are 3-0. We are looking great, and we are headed into week 4, which is Chargers week, Monday Night Football. It's a little weird. My brother and his new girlfriend are Chargers fans.
Ooh.
My brother and his girlfriend. You know what I'm talking about. And hey, speaking of which, episode number 219 of Raiders Fan Radio, we are here for it. Episode number 219, we are going all the way back to 1967.
Come on.
We're going to be talking about a player who had his first Pro Bowl appearance back in 1967. That's right, the guy that we have donated money to, thanks to you, Raider Nation. We're, of course, talking about our favorite number 25, Fred Biletnikoff. That's right, Freddie B. In 1967, Fred Biletnikoff had 40 receptions for 876 yards and 5 touchdowns. If you do the math around here, that means he averaged 21.9 yards per reception.
Nice.
219. Let's go, baby. Go Raiders. Yeah, let's go.
Good job, Swaggy J. All right, so that brings me up. He brought up Fred Biletnikoff, and I know your voice is killing you, but I want to jump right into at the top of the show here to a Raider situation that you had in the Vegas airport.
Yeah, so on the way, well, I was going to tell that later when I kind of.
Oh, you were?
Yeah,
I stole your thunder. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, we ran into Fred and Angela at the airport on our way back home from Vegas. But yeah, I'll tell you about that when we kind of do our little bit of a rundown on the game. Well, let's go ahead, Mosh. Let's hit him with some contact info. It's okay.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murph would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Insta something, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio, the tiki-tiki-taki-talk, TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio, or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
All right, appreciate you, Raider Nation. Oh, I forget we're laughing this part. Okay, here we go. Good. I suppose I should take that out of my mouth from I'm sucking on a cough drop or a Ricola that
Ricola.
Yeah, try to keep this thing going along here. Okay. Also on this network, the Raiders Fan Radio Network, you get this show, the flagship show, Raiders Fan Radio, but we have another show on the network. We call it Silver and Black Flashback, and our good buddy Rich Schmelter, who is the author of the Raiders Encyclopedia, kind of takes you through a journey of Raiders history. And his newest episode will be out later tonight. That is episode number 9, and it's titled Jim Plunkett, the Raiders Cinderella Man. And so that's going to be really cool. And got to see Plunkett, of course, this week at halftime when Tom Flores got his the little induction ceremony for him for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's awesome.
He got his Hall of Fame ring, and Plunkett was there to put it on him. It was awesome.
Do we still have the picture up of you and Sonny and Plunkett? You and Sonny and Cousin?
Oh, yeah, I'll find that during the show. Yeah,
we'll look that up.
I was way starstruck. Yeah. When we met Jim Plunkett. Yeah. So definitely check that out and support that show, please. Rich is doing a great job with it. And it's a good little listen. It's just about 10 minutes long each episode. And it's really fun. All right, so here at the top of the show, we like to give respect. We don't do props. We don't do shout-outs. There's nothing wrong with those things, but we're Italian. We like to give some respect. So I got a lot of respect to throw out tonight, because I want to thank everybody so incredibly much for the amazing hospitality that was extended our way during this last weekend. So cousin Sonny and I went out to the Raider game. I got out there on Friday. Sonny came in on Saturday. We had a great time, went and saw some shows, went to the Beatles Love Show, which is one of my favorite things that's not Raider football. And had a great time, got to play craps, had a lot of fun. And but then on Saturday, the night before the game, we met up with our good buddy Raider Cody, and Cody was very kind to extend an invite to me to join him on his pregame show. So much respect to Raider Cody. Had a really cool turnout there, like a nice little crowd of Raider fans.
Right. Can they go onto his website and see that video?
Yeah.
So the new people can hear what you really do sound like.
Yeah,
which is a lot like me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so you can check that out on Raider Cody's YouTube channel, the Dolphins pregame show that we did on Saturday, and so. What a great little setup there at the Sahara, Las Vegas. Cody's set up right now in this place called Casbar before he moves into the new sports book that they're building, this big new sports bar there in the Sahara Casino. If you haven't been to the Sahara Casino of recent time, this new remodeled version of the Sahara, it's gorgeous. It's an incredible place, and this setup was top notch, and everybody that was there to support Raider Cody and his podcast, absolutely amazing hospitality. And so much respect to Cody for having me be part of that. And I'm also going to be part of that same show before the Washington game, before the Eagles game, and maybe before the Chargers game, because you and I think, are going to be headed out there. We're going to go. So that'll be 4 Vegas trips for us this NFL season, which is going to be incredible. But anyway, so they're at that event. You know Duke City Raider that's in our chat?
Yeah.
His name is Martine. He was there, and he came over.
Nice.
He came over and said hello. So much respect to Martine for coming out and saying hi and joining us there for that pregame show. All right, so then that was Saturday. Then the next day, of course, is the game, and we got invited to go to a tailgate with Fabricator Gil and the IE, who you'll see in our chat.
That's so cool.
So Sonny and I went over to, and we found Fabricator Gil, who was so kind. He was there with his wife and his daughter and her boyfriend, and man, the food.
Tell me about it. Now go slow. Come on.
Tamales. Chorizo.
Okay, let's go back to tamales.
Tamales, chorizo and potatoes.
Oh, stop.
Ceviche, all this awesome homemade salsa, all the beer you could drink. It was absolutely an incredible tailgate. The kindest people. Raider Nation truly is family. And I tell you this, Raider Nation, when the Raiders kind of announced their plans around Vegas and everything,
right?
What was the one thing, the big thing that jumped out that
everybody said, well, they'll never be able to recreate the tailgates because they were so organic and they morphed over the last 40 years, into an actual event that we lined up to get in line there with Mojo and all of them when we went in 19, like 4 hours in advance. We left our hotel at 5 o'clock in the morning to get in line, by 6:37 or whatever it was. And the game didn't start until 1.
Absolutely. An incredible scene there. And so, of course, at Oakland, and I have every confidence that it will continue to spring up around Allegiant Stadium. Like the way it was kind of explained to us was that, there's not enough room. Man, there was plenty of room for tailgates, and there's plenty of room that's not been utilized yet. Like, I got a feeling it's going to grow into a real nice scene. The only thing about it is that it's so hot. So you got to really make sure you got plenty of covering and all that kind of stuff. But it was awesome, man. And so, anyways, much respect to Fabricator Gil.
You got to tell Gil's story about the tamales, though. That was one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, okay. So his wife asked, she said, have you ever had tamales? And I said, oh, absolutely. I said, my family used to make them. I said, in fact, my mom was out for Christmas a couple years ago. We made 120 tamales. And Gil goes, Murph, he goes, we're Mexicans, man. We talk about tamales in dozens. He goes, you had 10 dozen tamales. It's awesome. Yeah, it was so fun. But anyways, they're the best, man. Gil and his family were so fun. All right, so I want to give also respect to Trinidad.
My man.
Trinidad, man, he helped us get these tickets, and we were up there in the stands. And Trinidad, again, hospitality, man, like bringing us over beers and stuff, and just like he's just the nicest guy in the world. Of course, he came out and met us when we were in Alameda at Domenico's.
Right.
He was there for that as well. But Trinidad, man, he's just so cool. We're gonna look forward to hopefully going to a game again with Trinidad soon.
Right.
And man, just much respect to him. I know he doesn't like being shouted out and respected and all that, but I'm sorry, dude. What you have done for us and this show and the amount of support you've given us is too freaking cool for me to not call you out and to give you respect, dude. So thank you, Trinidad, for everything. And then last but not least, I'll give you Fred and Angela. We ran into Fred and Angela at the airport. It was funny because Sonny's like, hey, Fred. It's like, and Sonny kind of
he gets fanboy really quick.
He fanboyed out. And so I was like, hey, Fred, how are you? And shook his hand. Of course, and Angela was like, oh, hi, Murph. And, so we're sitting there talking and stuff. And so we talked a little bit about kind of what we're doing upcoming and for the Blitnikoff Foundation. So next month, when we're out there for the Blitnikoff dinner, we're going to be broadcasting live. So look for that. We're going to be doing a live fundraiser at the foundation, with our foundation at their dinner to begin our fundraising effort for the next year's donation. And so they're incredibly excited about it. And so thankful to them and much respect to them. And it was funny because Sonny goes,
You're Murph.
Yeah, I am. Sonny goes, how do you come away with that from not freaking out? I go, well, because we're getting to know those folks. And he goes, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. That you guys are actually knowing, did you know the Blitnikoffs, to the point to where it doesn't freak you out? I'm like, Like that's what a gift, right? Like it's so freaking cool. Like,
and Angela, you guys email and talk all the time, about setting stuff up for the for the foundation and us bringing the check and broadcasting live and stuff. So that's so funny that he gets all fanboyed and you didn't.
Yeah, which is not the case because I'm like, but I'm the freak out guy too. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not trying to tell you that story to try to be all cool. I'm just saying, well, like it's just so it's such a bitchin' thing.
Yeah.
To like you know what I mean? It's Fred freaking Bolitnikoff, one of the all-time greatest. You know what I mean? So, anyways, good stuff there.
Nobody enjoyed a good Donnybrook more
I'm trying to save you.
Wait, bail me out.
Phil Villapiano.
I got one more after this.
Okay.
Linebacker, number 41, Phil Villapiano.
This is Phil Villapiano, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio.
Hey, this is Pete Koch, former Los Angeles Raider. Yeah, back in the old days, baby. And you're listening to Murph and Uncle Mosh, who happens to have the same hair as me. Check it out, Raiders Fan Radio.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the game here at the top of the show. So what an absolutely amazing game. But before we do that, Mosh, shout out the chat room. Who do we got in there tonight?
Oh, my gosh. Swaggy J, Ameria77, Coach Davis, the Big Easy, the main guys are here. Big Bass Raider, Trinidad Bass. Cool Kev.
Oh, that's Trinidad.
Where Trinidad?
Yeah.
Trinidad, what's up, Trinidad? Atticus B. Rockin'. Kill Jadis, Paul Egerton, the Raider Critique. The Raider Critique. I'm having to do all this heavy lifting, and I'm stumbling on my own words.
I love Inebrination. That's our buddy Chuck in there.
Right.
Chuck McCann, the president of the New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole, and so his show is Inebrination,
right.
His podcast, and it's funny. So he says, "All the beer, who can drink, Murph? Me or you?"
Yeah. Chevy Silver Raider, Jefe KC. Hey, Jefe, glad you're back. Raider Bon Rico. Okay. It's a great night tonight. Hey, hit that button. Hit that like button. 33 of you have done it. 70 you're in there. I'm fired up, man. I what a game.
Yeah, so tell us. So Mosh, take us to the first audio bite there. Go ahead. You handle the heavy lifting around this stuff. Go ahead and tell us about our first bite. So you handle the audio.
So we got a couple of guys. Is this the Siciliano one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's just hear him, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Now, they have played nearly an extra half of football, 2 full overtimes, 2 full 10-minute overtimes. But that said, they've made the plays, and he has made the plays in those overtimes, and they're 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, that's the amazing part of it. 2 overtime games. Then on a short week, they go to Pittsburgh, and they drop the Steelers by 9. I mean, so the fact that they are winning these close games early in the season and players are emerging, not just Derek Carr, bodes well for them as the season goes along. Defenses, Hunter Renfro's making plays, and late in games, 89. Brian Edwards has come out of nowhere. He did that in week 1 against the Ravens. You saw him do this right here late against the Dolphins. So the fact that they are having players emerge goes to show what they did in the offseason. And Andrew, this also goes to show, again, offensively, that this team is explosive to have so many people compliment Darren Waller. Josh Jacobs is out. You saw what they did. Blake on the backup running back who came in. Peyton Barber came in and did his thing yesterday, too. This bodes very well for the Raiders along the way as their schedule keeps getting tougher and tougher, despite them opening with 3 tough opponents.
It's going to be great this Monday night. They are here at SoFi against the 2-1 Chargers. The Raiders were here to play the Rams in the preseason. Obviously, a lot of Raider fans will be here in that building as well.
Okay, Uncle Mosh, give us like your accurate rundown here so I can rest my voice.
No, you rest your voice.
Yeah.
Okay. So what they said, it was good. Okay, our next sound.
No. This is the kind of hard-hitting analysis you tune into a show like this for. I thought one of the things that was really a nice highlight there was when the Raiders signed and announced Peyton Barber that he was going to be the starting running back, and they eventually waived Trey Vegas, right, who was so fondly named Trey Vegas in the offseason, and everybody looked for him to be the next up-and-coming running back for him. Like, it was highly criticized by fans, but go figure, the Twitter GMs showed up wrong because freaking Peyton Barber was amazing in this game. And I think that it shows the efficiency of Tom Cable and the offensive line, John Gruden's play calling, and then, of course, Peyton Barber just by himself closing out the football game, running with a clutch run late in the game to set up the Raiders win. I thought it's been awesome. And look, and this is, clearly he's not going to challenge Josh Jacobs for his starting job. But look, Kenyon Drake wasn't going to be an every down back, but Peyton Barber clearly is, man. And isn't that nice to have some depth at running back?
Well, no, all kidding aside, it comes down to somebody goes down, somebody steps up. And without saying that in so many words, because Jacobs was out, so we have to do something. Yes, Derek Carr in the first 2 games went, almost 800 yards or a little over 800 yards?
Yeah.
So, we couldn't necessarily rely on that because if I was Miami, I'd be keying on that. I'd be dropping back an extra person. I'd be double teaming Waller. I'd be, what I'm saying? There was plenty to do. So when you got a running back that can step in and step up, then there it is. Okay?
Absolutely. Great point, Mosh.
All right.
Why didn't you say that to begin with?
Because it was part of the shtick. Your voice is okay, let me take us into the next one. Here we go.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Who do we got next, Mosh?
That bald-headed guy.
No, okay. His name is Brian Baldinger, and he does an amazing...
Oh, I thought we were talking about Cousin Sonny.
No. You got your choice of cousins when you talk about ones that don't have hair in this
right?
family.
I think I'm the only one left in the family and I don't look like any of you guys.
No, but you still got the mop up there.
Hey, let's talk about Baldinger. He does we know him. He's one of our buddies. Not in real life, but
it's a one-sided friendship.
But we like him.
We love the guy.
And the guy can break down film like nobody's business. And this week he broke down who other than Mad Max.
Let's go.
Let's hear from Baldinger.
Condors are a predator. Max Crosby is a predator. He preys on quarterbacks, like Jacoby Brissett right here. And when the Condor gets the prey in their grasp, they force errant throws into the dirt like that. Against the run, he sees a trap coming. Just wrong arm it, spill it outside. Let Littleton go clean it up. The predator will take the assist on the play. You watch this effort right here. Quentin Jefferson is going to get the sack. But watch the chop. Watch the spin, the chop, and then the hook to get to the quarterback. Because that's what predators do. They get to quarterbacks. They get to their prey. Play after play after play. Watch this crazy effort. Like, is this guy like Hawkins energy drinks or something? Like, what is this? Who does this? Who never stops coming? Who never stops praying? Who never stops being a predator from one side of the field to the other? Because that's what predators do. They get to their prey. Here we go. You can't throw over a condor. Not when he puts his outstretched arms over the top. 62 snaps. You can't run around a predator. You try to run around this condor, he's going to box you in. Going to force you to go someplace else. Let somebody else go make the play. It's like a force field. It's like he's got his own force field. Nobody can get around it. They can't get through it. And the energy level is crazy. Double teams can't stop him. They try. Oh, yeah. When you're the predator of this defensive line, rebuilt defensive line, you're going to get all kinds of doubles. It doesn't matter. When you're a predator, you get to your prey. You get to quarterbacks. You sit on them. You make them hurt. This was a dogfight yesterday. Watch this. In overtime right here, 3rd and 3. He plays the shovel pass and stuffs it, forcing a field goal.
All right.
Okay, so this is what I got to say about that.
Okay.
I love Baldinger, right?
Okay.
Condors aren't birds of prey. They're scavengers.
Well, that's okay.
I know, but here's what's wild condors. they don't kill things. But what they do is they prefer large carcasses, such as deer or cattle, and then they go in there after other scavengers have started because they can't get through the tough hides, and then they go in there and they rip it up, and they eat whatever they can. Sometimes they eat so much that they can't even fly until they start digesting. Nice. They just lounge around the carcass.
Nice.
I love that. So he was a little off on that, but the fact that they go in afterwards when the prey had been already started to maybe be ripped apart and is laying there, and then they go in and just ravage it to the point where they've eaten so much they can't even move. And we're not even talking about donuts here. I love that part of it.
All right, there you go. So, yeah, it's So back to the Raiders. So yeah, what an incredible performance by Max, and the defense is performing at an absolutely top-notch level. And I'm going to throw some stats to you here. We got one more audio comment to get to, but I'm going to run through there's some incredible numbers that are coming out of this thing and coming your way for what this Raider team is accomplishing already this early stages of the season. Look, I know better being a Raider fan, and so do you, Raider Nation, to get too fired up about where we're at today. But I gotta say, man, 3-0 feels really good. And look, you can't perform at the level that the Raiders have been performing at, putting up the numbers in which they're putting up, and then not have this lead to something great. I mean, it's got to. It's too much momentum. It's too hot of a start. And when you hear what numbers and you get those within context of the rest of the league, it's pretty freaking impressive.
Okay. I take a little bit of offense to that.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Last year, the year before that, let's keep going back, way back. We would have traded any one of those years. We would have traded to be 3-0 and to have the victories that we've had. Pittsburgh, Miami, who had our number, and the freaking Ravens, to play 14 quarters of ball in 14 days and to come out leading the AFC, being ranked number 1. Did you see the rankings?
I've got all that, so all the numbers I'm talking about. Yeah.
Sorry, I stole your parade. Pig on your parade again. I'm sorry. But it's true. So I have issues with anybody that's going to have issues with the Raiders, because I can't imagine. We're perfect. Nobody has ever batted 1,000 in the majors. We are batting 1,000 right now. We are perfect. So
So what did I do? You said you took umbrage.
No. I'm not saying you just sit over there and be quiet.
Okay.
I'm just saying in general, we have a tendency to go, oh, it's 3-0. We're waiting for the other shoe to drop, because we've dealt with that for the last 17 years. You with me?
Yeah, I got you.
But let's not do that. I'm saying let's not do that because we can't ask for anything more than what we have. What more can we do? Can we have a better record than what we have right now? There's nothing. We're not KC. We haven't lost 2 games. Right? The Broncos have the same record as we did, and they're ranked 8th. You know?
Yeah, well, I think it comes from you get a little.
Once bitten, twice shy.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
How many times have we gotten fired up and then the wheels come off?
But I'm not going to dwell on that. Right now, I'm going to dwell on the fact that we're 3-0, man.
Absolutely. But I think that that's the only reason that you get that from Raider fans, is that we've been dinged by this before, whether you and sometimes it's not even per se the team's fault. Sometimes it's Rich Gannon has fat ass Tony Saragusa fall on him. Sometimes it's Jason Campbell breaks his collarbone. Sometimes it's Derek Carr breaks his ankle, or sometimes it's Hugh Jackson and the Raiders can't win a game to close out the season with 4 tries and we missed the playoffs. That's what I'm saying, is that those types of things have just happened to us so many times that it's like, yes, I'm absolutely excited about this, and you're right. Everybody should be. I think that any time that you hear any of that reservation, it's not like a hater thing or a negative thing or sad sacking, thinking oh, we'll see. It's not like that.
No.
It's just okay, it's great now. And
but I'm telling myself it's not going to be great just in case we lose. Matt Marinovich, said 3-0 against 10-plus win teams at last year. Best ever.
Best ever. Yeah.
Come on. As of right now, I love this team. There is nothing more I could have asked for from my team than to be 3-0.
Perfect. Absolutely. Very well put, Mosh. Very well put. All right, let's get to one more. You got that last one there to set up there?
Yeah. So speaking of 800-plus yards in the first two games, DC, this is his post-game interview. And he says some really poignant things. The more I hear of this, I've always been a Carr, he's my quarterback, And when he quits being my quarterback, he'll be, oh, yeah, that's that other guy that was my quarterback, And then I'll be like, Carr for the Hall of Fame. But right now, I just want him to be the MVP. And,
well, Derek, simply put, what was the...
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, if I had unmarried daughters, I'd send him his way. But anyway, here we go.
Well, Derek, simply put, what was required to win this game and manage all the roller coasters that occurred?
Well, we knew what kind of team they were. They were coming off a hard loss, but we knew what kind of team they were. Everybody has a game where it's not perfect, but we knew what to expect, and it was a dogfight to the end. They had some good things early. We were able to get our rhythm again and make some plays. We still haven't played our best football, and I think that's a frustrating thing and an exciting thing.
When people are describing you this season, again, just through 3 games, the words that come up are command, confidence, playing like an MVP.
Son-in-law.
How do those things factor in your ability to, again, manage a game where at times it looked like you guys were down and out?
Evan, I've been through this before, and I snapped my ankle. Fans chanting MVP and all that kind of stuff. All the self-glory, that stuff is fleeting. I already been through that. God took me to a place that all I want to do is glorify him, and wherever he's going, that's where I want to go. And so if it's a win, awesome. If it's not, I'm still going to glorify him.
How confident do you think this team is, though? Again, early, but winning the way you've had to win through these first 3 weeks.
It just shows we got a close group. We can finish games, and whether it's overtime or we got to make a play late. That's the NFL, though. And we got 17 of them now. To do this and get ready for the next one. Like I told you, it's a fight to grind to get ready for the next one.
You guys just not leaving this shiny new home you have here? You just want to play as much football
I love
as
this
possible?
comment.
That's how me and Gruden are, man. We always talk about, man, do we have to leave? We got so many plays. We have so many things we want to do. You're like, can we play a doubleheader? I don't know if our bodies would be able to hold up, but our minds are sure willing. But I'm just thankful, Evan. This crowd, this city, they've really taken us in. It's been awesome. I'm glad we're off to a good start. But they don't hand anything out after 3 weeks.
Congrats on the win, Derek.
Thank you, Evan.
So you and I have gone through some stuff in our lives where, like a lot of my friends have said, hey, I'm going to quit drinking, and so, or I'm going to go on a diet, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to make a change, and you don't just, that's why I never do. That's why I never do New Year's resolutions. Because you can't set that up to set yourself up for failure. But what you have to do, Raider Nation, is it's like somebody that's ever been to an AA meeting, okay, or ever been through a 12-step program. You don't say to yourself, well, I see me quitting drinking forever. You say, I'm not going to have a drink today. I see me losing 150 pounds and keeping it off because I have done it, and keeping it off for the rest of my life. No, you say, I'm going to be healthy today. So we say we're 3-0 today. And we're 3-0 tomorrow. And we're 3-0 Saturday and through the 4th weekend of the NFL season. We're 3-0. We are undefeated through week number 4 because our game is Monday night. Okay?
Absolutely.
So that's how I'm going to look at it. And then, if something weird happens and our record changes, okay, I fell off the wagon, but I'm going to be right back on it the next day.
Right on.
Because recidivism is a thing. You can still do all that good stuff. It's like when we finally get a loss, if we get a loss, it'll be like a cheat day for the season.
Okay, tell me about Derek Carr's comments.
So I'm just saying that because that's what Carr made me think of. when Carr's talking about his spiritual journey and how he's what motivates him, and he's given the glory, and he's going all at it, and he's everything, and if he loses, he's still going to keep doing that. So he's got a game plan. He's like, this is what I'm going to do. I want to play every day. I want to play double headers. I don't want to leave this place. We got such a good thing going. And if they fall, if they slip up, if they lose a game, they're going to come right back the next day. That's what I got out of that.
There we go.
That's what he was saying. And it reminded me of the whole journey that people go through in their daily lives, and we as fans have gone through. Those of us that are older, even the young ones like you, have gone through the last 20 years, one day at a time. We're going to get this. And then that's how our quarterback's looking at it. That's how Gruden's looking at it. That's how everybody's looking at it.
That's awesome, man. And I don't dig the idea of a doubleheader because this is a single header voice. A doubleheader voice would absolutely be a disaster. But that whole spirit behind that, man, about, just that grind, and look, Derek is really truly proving to be the leader of the football team, and his performance. Now I'm going to get into some of these numbers now. His performance has been absolutely spectacular. Okay, so the first number I'm going to give you, though, is not a direct Raider-related number, but this was an interesting thing that happened. So Sonny and I are in a cab.
Right.
And our cab driver's a big sports gambler, go figure. And he's telling us a story about how the Raiders' point spread was 4, and then after 90% of the money came in, the line went down to 3.5. And what that told him was that the people that set the lines weren't very confident in the Raiders' ability to close out the game. Our takeaway from that was that those folks that set those lines are really, really freaking smart. But my heart overrode my brain because I'm not going to bet against the Raiders ever. But I wanted to go make a bet. So I went and I made this bet. So I bet on the Raiders. I just threw $100 on it. And I bet on the Raiders to win. Okay, so I got the Raiders with 4 points. So don't you know, when that freaking game went into overtime, when Miami scored that touchdown, Sonny's looking at me and he's going, see, that dude is right. And this guy was funny when we were talking to him, like he's banging the freaking his center console in his car, he's all fired up about how the freaking Raiders weren't going to cover the spread. And we're like, well, ultimately, I don't care if they don't cover the spread. I just wanted to win a football game.
Yeah.
But sure enough, what was it? The point spread was 4, dropped to 3.5. Raiders won by 3. So 90% of the money that came into Vegas that came from Raider fans and was bet on the Raiders still won, but they freaking lost the bet. And so don't you know, that's why they got all the pretty lights in Vegas. But anyways, all right, so here's some.
So they got your C note?
Yeah, they got my damn C note. Oh, jeez. Hey, I'll take it. And they got everybody else's C note too. And I'm sure what?
If I had asked you, Murph, you and Sonny are going to a game. I know how much you're going to spend on the crap table. Would you throw $100 to see the Raiders win? You would not even hesitate. I know you.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, do you want it in 20s or do you want just one bill?
Exactly. Oh, absolutely. I was glad to bet it and glad to lose, man. All right, so these are fun. All right, so here's some post-game. Oh, wait a minute. Before we jump into that, Tyrone Graves, thank you so much for that $5 donation.
Yeah, I got it right here. I'm keeping a running total. Yeah, I appreciate you so much, Tyrone.
So what's he say, Mosh?
Okay, so let me scroll back up. Tyrone says, the closing of the intro is resonating in my soul. I think this team can win.
Absolutely.
Come on, Tyrone.
Famous Al Davis quote there, man. Absolutely. Thank you, Tyrone Grace, for that donation. 100% of that money will go to the Blitnikoff Foundation through our foundation. Appreciate you. All right, so here's some numbers post-game. So Derek Carr is tied with Kyler Murray for most completions on passes, 20-plus yards downfield with 12. Carr never had more than 5 through 3 games before this year and 6 in all of 2019. Okay? So Derek Carr is absolutely balling out, doing everything we wanted him to do, plus more. I mean, I think it's down to him and Matt Stafford in terms of MVP talk, at least at this young point of the season. I mentioned Peyton Barber earlier, 142 yards from scrimmage. Josh Jacobs has had that many in a game just one time. He ran for 143 against the Bears in 2019. So Peyton Barber getting it done. This is the fourth time since 1991 the Raiders have rallied from 14 points down to win twice in the same season. They also did that in 2016, go figure. They also did it in 99 and 93. Raiders won yesterday. When I say yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. Raiders won Sunday without a takeaway. They are 9-31 since 2014 when they don't get a takeaway, but have won the last two, the 2020 finale versus the Broncos, and then also this game versus the Dolphins. Doesn't this tell you that even though we're not getting the takeaways, the defense is changing field position for the team?
Yep.
Derek Carr's getting a much shorter field to work with to get the team into scoring position, and that's something that we've been saying forever. Like, give him a good defense, and look at what'll happen, and you're going to hear even more of that as we go.
And I think one of the things about our defense is our defense isn't the same defense that it is for 4 quarters. Every time you can see Gus Bradley's hand on this defense, he's adjusting. Here's a word for you, coaching. He's making changes. He's making adjustments. He's got these guys ready to go. He's not overcomplicating the game. He's simplifying the game. But he's saying, here's your adjustments. Here's your reads. This is where you need to be. And it's showing.
Absolutely. Great point, Mosh. So Raider Critique is laughing at me in the chat room because I said, David, look, I'm playing injured, man. Have some grace on me tonight, okay? And 4 days in Vegas and then going to a Raider game. I'm still in recovery mode. I'm 48 years old. Take it easy on me.
We talked about recovery earlier.
Exactly. Yeah. You run hard in Vegas for that long at this age, and it takes a minute to freaking get it back. So the Raiders, okay, let me give you another one. Raiders have 4 players with 200-plus yards receiving. That's Ruggs, Waller, Edwards, and Renfro. No one else in the NFL has more than 2. And it gets even better than that. The Raiders are the first team in NFL history to have 4 players reach 200 yards receiving in the first 3 games of a season. We are lighting it up, Mosh.
And why? Because you have a quarterback who's over 1,200 yards in those same 3 games.
Unbelievable.
Somebody threw the stat up there earlier. I can't remember where it was. They said how many yards he had that Derek had in. I can't scroll back that far. But it was unbelievable. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's phenomenal.
It's crazy. It's crazy, the numbers that are getting put up. So here's some more for you. So here's where Henry Ruggs III and Brian Edwards rank among 2020 draft pick wide receivers in yards in 2021. Okay? So in 2020, Ruggs was 11th in yards and Edwards was 21st. In 2021, Ruggs is 3rd in yards and Edwards is 6th. Mosh, on what shows were people imploring Raider Nation to be patient and not get too freaked out that the young man's first-year performance was not going to be an indicator of his career? Because wide receivers, it takes usually 2 or 3 years for them to finally to develop, and that Ruggs was drafted as a project to begin with, so we needed to have more patience with him. He wasn't going to be Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb or these other guys that came in that he's being compared to. Who told you? Just pump the damn brakes and be patient. And now look, he's 3rd in yards out of everybody in that draft class.
Yeah.
That would be a rant if I wasn't playing injured.
Once again, it's getting coached up. It's getting prepared. It's looking at the long haul. It's going, this is our program. This is where you fit in. This is what you're going to have to do. It's almost like they said, you got to pay your dues, bro.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You're gonna get the ball. All of them. They're going to get, obviously, if we've got 4 of them over 200 yards, it's not, the whole season ain't going to Waller.
No, that's the thing that's crazy, man, is that, look, and you can clearly see the double teams going on. You can clearly see those things happening on the field. So where we sat, we had a really nice view of everything. You could see the plays and the route concepts unfold and everything. It was fascinating. And speaking of that, actually, on that pick 6, that got taken to the house.
Right.
Everyone flipped, of course, in the crowd, some of the boo birds came out, and I get it. No one likes to watch a pick 6. But that was all on Foster Moreau, 100%. You could see where he had a choice route, and you could see where Derek wanted him to sit down in the zone.
Right.
And he kept on going, and Derek put the ball out there. And you know, it's funny, again, because where we were, you could really get a good view of everything. When they got back to the bench, Moreau went and sat over all by himself on the very end of the bench. It was 100. You knew it was 100% on him because you could just see it in his body language. He owned it. And me and Sonny are sitting there, and Sonny's going, somebody go over there and freaking dab him up, man. Somebody go lift him up. Well, immediately, because it was a pick six, Foster had to go out on special teams. And so when he went out there and got in the special teams huddle, Derek went out and freaking like hollered something at him, and you could see, and he turned around, and Derek was like giving him giving him a point and a fist and whatever, like, let's go, man. Like, don't let that play define you. So Derek definitely built him back up, but like that was 100% on Foster Moreau on that one. Uncle Mosh, tell us about that super chat there.
Okay, so Storm just threw in $10 and he says, seeing Carr doing that stuff that people were clamoring for is so nice to see. He's changed a lot, even from last year where they double-teamed his short routes. LOL. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
when you double-team his short routes.
Double-team his little screens. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah.
He's going to check down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was pretty funny. All right, so going to the defensive side of the ball. So Mosh mentioned the Gus Bradley effect. This is incredible. The jump in this defense has been absolutely unprecedented, at least in my brain. I can't remember a bigger defensive jump for our team from being so bad one year to being so much more improved that next. And so the Raiders are the only team in the NFL with two cornerbacks that have top 5 coverage grades. Now, you know how much I love Pro Football Focus grades, but still, point being, Casey Hayward has an 85, which is 3rd in the league, and Nate freaking Hobbs is 5th in all of the NFL.
And who was
75
favorite player was he?
That is your favorite player. Look,
he was.
Hobbs, that young man might prove to be one of the biggest steals of this draft, man. That is absolutely incredible. So post game, so back to the kind of the betting side of things. Post game, the Raiders' odds to win the Super Bowl have gone from 80-1 to 33-1 after this victory. The odds to win the AFC West have gone from 14-1 to 19-4. Derek Carr's MVP odds, 75-1 to 25-1.
Woo!
Max Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year, wasn't even on the betting board, is now 50-1 to win the Defensive Player of the Year.
No way, really?
And John Gruden, Coach of the Year, went from 50-1 to 12-1.
Wow.
Unbelievable, man. So this shows you, again, all those odds makers are so incredibly smart in Vegas, and they are taking note of what the Raiders are doing. Mosh, what else we got there with that super chat?
So Daniel Mangus, from the Manguy, they said $10 from each Manguy, which is actually just one, and it's $20. And they say, go, and I'll do it because you don't have any voice.
Yes, please.
Raiders!
Love it, man. Love it. Thank you, Daniel Mangus. We appreciate you and the other 10 from your brother,
and so
Matthew.
For those of you that are first-time listeners, or maybe you're watching on the YouTube and you're not quite sure exactly what's going on, we in conjunction with our good buddy Raider Cody, we have a nonprofit that we have put together, and we donate to Raider charities. And everything that gets brought into us, we donate. We've donated to the Kenny Stabler XOXO Foundation. We've done, right now we raised over $4,000 that we're going to deliver later on in October to the Fred Bolitnikoff Foundation that he started in memory of his daughter. We have helped Kenny King's mom with some medical expenses that she had with her battle for cancer. We've helped a ton of people. We have a ton more people that we're going to help. And everything that's brought in on our nights when we do the broadcast and the super chat gets populated with money doing that, or we do a raffle, or we do whatever we're doing, selling whatever we're selling, that money all goes into our foundation. We didn't get into this business. We both have real jobs. Yes, I am retired, but I do have a new job. And, we're having fun out here. Daniel Mangus threw in another $5 saying DC for MVP, Mad Max for defensive MVP.
Nice.
We're not raffling anything off. We're just having some fun, and we're donating some money, and people are throwing throwing money in there. This is not a plug to get you to chip in, but I am going to tell you, hit the like button. We are 107 watchers right now.
Awesome, man.
And we went over 100, and let's get some more likes on there, because I'm going to hit the dislike here in a second.
Awesome. We appreciate you so very much, Raider Nation. Kindness and generosity is not lost at all, and we thank you so very, very much. All right, I'll give you two more here. I'll give you some team stats before we hit a break, and then we're going to hear from you, because more of you and less of us is a good thing. And so we're going to hear from you in our Sea of Fans mailbag. But before we get to that, Mosh, right now,
Come on.
Raiders 2021 offense.
Come on.
1,400 yards.
Woo.
That is first in the NFL. 225 plays. That is first in the NFL. 76 first downs. That is second in the NFL. Score on 48.6% of their drives. That is sixth in the NFL. 90 points scored. That is sixth in the NFL.
Come on.
37.7 yards per drive. That is seventh in the NFL. And they convert 46.5% of their third downs. That is eighth in the NFL. All of those numbers without the defense getting a multitude of takeaways. This is legit, man. This offense is absolutely on fire. Now, go to the defensive side of the ball. The Raiders' 2021 defense, the defense that all we've been saying all offseason, just give us a middle of the pack. Just get us out of that bottom third. Just get us up there a little bit and watch how much improved this team can be. Well, this 2021 defense, total yards per game, 355. That's 14th. Passing yards per game, 235. That's 13th. Rushing yards per game, 120 a game. That's 22nd. A little bit of room for improvement there, but again, that's much better than 32nd. And points per game, 15th, with allowing only 24 points a game. So this is the middle of the pack defense. This is exactly what we were looking for. And and it's led to the Raiders being 3-0, being undefeated. And Uncle Mosh, I have every confidence in the world that defense is going to be what's going to define us this Monday against the Chargers. Look, this is going to be a home game for us. When you look at the tickets that have been sold, just speculating from what we've seen, it's going to be about a 75% Raider crowd in SoFi Stadium. Every Raider fan will tell you they moved the wrong team to Los Angeles. LA is Raider Nation. LA is a Raider town.
Our biggest fan base for our show,
yes,
on the YouTube and our podcast, comes from Southern California.
Comes from Southern California.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's going to be set up for the Raiders. There's not going to be a home field advantage that's going to be working against them. Of course, we've been taking over Charger stadiums forever. That's not anything new. But to do it in Los Angeles, that defensive performance, it's going to be loud when the Chargers are on offense. And I'm a firm believer that the Chargers are continually, year in, year out, the most overhyped team in the NFL. They're always picked to do way better than they ever do. Phillip Rivers was always overhyped as a way better quarterback than he ever was. And now I think that's just transferred over to Justin Herbert. He's a fine quarterback. I'm not saying, and so was Phillip. Phillip was a fine quarterback, but Justin Herbert is not that great. I'm sorry. He's okay.
Okay, so he's not all that, but he has a multitude of players around him that as an ensemble can do well. And we've said that about a lot of college teams that are wonderful and they do great, and they're like, well, how come more of those guys didn't get drafted into the NFL? Well, individually they may not be that great of pieces, but as a collective whole, the Chargers aren't going to be toyed with. The Chargers are and I'm not a Charger.
Kansas City.
Hey, they have the number. That the Kansas City mystique, and sorry about that, Casey Hefe, but the Kansas City mystique that bubble has been popped. You know what I'm saying? People are now figuring out how to defend that. And it goes back to us beating them a year ago when we did that, and we were able to stop the frog,
Yeah.
And so, but the Chargers proved that they could do it. They schemed for them. They knew what to expect, and we can't take them lightly. Yes, we're going to have a home field advantage, but the Chargers are going to play us tough. What better thing would it be than to go into your hometown stadium where you're an underdog and knock off the undefeated Raiders, probably, arguably, your most hated team, because it's what's going to draw the fans in there to boo you in your hometown. They're gunning for us, buddy. They are ready.
I agree. And you know, great points, Mosh. And, you know, Herbert says, Storm in the chat says, Herbert's a good QB, Murph. What you on about him for? You see some of his throws. He's really young right now, but he just beat Casey and Arrowhead. Yeah. And congratulations to him. And like, again, he's fine. I'm not saying that I'm not telling you he's a bad quarterback. I'm not telling you, but I will tell you this: that Kansas City defense right now is junk. So, like, it's not like he went in there and beat the 85 Bears or something. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, let's just pump the brakes on it. Like, I think here's what it is. Here's I'll tell you what it. I get a little wound up when the media promotes a player before that player has done anything. And when they used to tell us about Phillip Rivers. Oh, Phillip's going to do this. He's going to do that.
Exactly.
And then he never did anything. He never did shit in the postseason. Like, you could tell me all day long how great someone is going to be, but until I see it with my eyeballs and you do it, like, I'm sorry. And to date, yes, Justin Herbert beat Kansas City in Kansas City. I'm not trying to take that away from him. But look, let's not act like he's some freaking like superstar yet.
Yeah,
he's not. I don't like that. And that's with any player in media.
Sure,
You know what I mean when it comes to the media. Like, don't if you're trying to sell me that hard on someone, then like, why? Why are you trying to say, like, let it unfold? Like, they didn't sell Joe Burrow like that. No one's preaching, oh, Joe Burrow's going to be the greatest thing. Joe Burrow's going to win the division. Joe Burrow's going to take his team to the playoffs. Joe Burrow, well, guess who's outplaying who right now? Joe Burrow's outplaying freaking Herbert. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that, like, you know, okay, here, I'll give you another player. They did it with Baker. They oversold Baker. Now, Baker's finally starting to put some notches on his belt. But you think about that. When Baker Mayfield came in, Baker's going to do this. Baker's going to do that. Like, they oversold him, and he never did anything. They do with Kyler Murray. They tell you, everybody, they like, media, like, makes him, like, they deify him, and that's what they're doing with Justin Herbert, and I just don't agree with it. I'm sorry. When they win the division, check in with me. But hopefully that never happens. We smack their ass on Monday night, and then you can tell me how great of a quarterback Justin Herbert is.
Come on. And you're right. You know, rooting for Herbert and rooting for Phillip Rivers, rooting for the Chargers. It's like having a girlfriend that's a Chargers fan. You know she's never going to want a ring.
Oh, nice. All right, Uncle Mosh, go ahead. Shout out those.
Q-Dog. Q-Dog with 501. And Swaggy J coming in there with a $10 donation.
And please read their comments.
I'm just trying to scroll up right there. I'm trying to do two things at once.
All right, so
it's a chiefdom, not an effing kingdom in KC. The LA Superchargers must go down on Monday.
Let's go.
And that's coming from the Capo. And then Swaggy J says, A-Bear, Ernie and Bert, Rainbow Sherbert, doesn't matter. Raiders by 10.
Nice job, Swaggy J. We appreciate you. Appreciate Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. All right, so let's jump into the Sea of Fans mailbag and hear from the best community there is in all of Raider Nation.
Oh, sorry.
That's your button. Push the damn button.
I thought I was supposed to go to a commercial right there, but because I wanted to play this.
Hey, Raider Nation. This is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
Fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied. He throws. It is. Oh, he caught it.
We appreciate you, Raider Nation. You can contact this show a multitude of ways. You can send us an email at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. That incredibly inventive email address is show, SHOW, RadersFanRadio.com. And if we read your email an indefinite amount of times, you can become a made man or a made woman, or you can call us at 909-345-3346.
That's 909-345-3346.
And
you got real froggy there at the end.
And if you do that 3 times, then you can become a made man or a made woman. If you leave us a message, we appreciate you very much. For those of you that contact us, and also you can jump in the live chat every night at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern at YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio, and check in with us live, and all the amazing folks that are in there, like our good buddy Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, who threw in another $4.99 in there and says, "Rant, Murph, rant." I think that was about the extent of my rants for tonight on that Justin Herbert. Big Easy is in there, Matt Marinovich, Raider Critique, Darth Vader Raider, Big Bass Raider, Freddie Chavez. Let's see who else we got there. Ron Raider, of course. Dirty 30 is in there. We appreciate Michelle Sweat's in there. Big Silver and Black. Appreciate everybody. Thank you all so very, very much for joining us live. And let's go ahead and jump into the emails. And Uncle Mosh, who do we have tonight?
Got a really nice email that came in late, and I want to plug it in here. It wasn't even on our list.
Okay.
Howdy, Uncle Murph. Uncle Murph. Howdy, Murph, Uncle Mosh.
Neither one of us have gotten our names right yet.
We
tonight.
have messed up so bad. So this one says, howdy, Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Jefe from Tennessee. He's talking about you, Jeff.
Oh, nice.
I like that. It's my 20th wedding anniversary today, and the Raiders are 3-0. What could be better, right? I want to apologize for missing the last few shows live, and congratulations to Michelle Sweat for winning the signed mini helmet last week. Touché. Since my last email before the season, everyone at home has made it through the COVID relatively unscathed. Unfortunately, a friend of ours was not so lucky, and she passed after being on a ventilator for 3 weeks.
Oh, man.
Her last words were from my wife and I to look after her 2 young boys, 7 and 8 years old. So instead of looking to be empty nesters in less than a year, we have another decade added to our sentence of parenthood. All joking aside, it's an honor to take them in, and it's all part of God's plan for them and for us. So if you are so inclined to pray, please keep those boys in your prayers. Thank you, nation. Now, on to our undefeated Raiders. I said that this team would surprise even the most pessimistic fan, and they have delivered. It hasn't been pretty, but this team has not given up. They have played until the final whistle each and every week. There are those who are still complaining how we should have done this and that and blah, 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 but the fact remains we are undefeated. In first place in the West, one of only five undefeated teams left in the league, and most importantly, the Queefs are the cellar dwellers. It should be an epic game come Monday night. There is still a lot of season left. So we should all just chill, relax, temper our expectations, and out of hell with that! Raiders, baby, 3-0, undefeated. We are going 17-0. We are going to win the Super Bowl. Raiders!
Let's go.
Go, Big Bass Raider, 2021 Summer of Swag Award winner and future made man.
Oh, that is beautiful. Good job, Big Bass Raider. Nice job.
And definitely prayers up for your new kids, man.
Please,
right on.
yes,
That is so awesome.
Absolutely.
You're getting them at the best ages, too.
Yeah,
You and I had more fun with your sons in that 7 and 8 range.
Coaching baseball.
Oh, my
and all
gosh.
that. Yeah, man, that was fun.
That was the bomb. And they didn't even start stinking like middle schoolers yet. Hello, Raider family. Raider Chemist here with another email celebrating another. I just talked to my cardiologist, and he told me that this team would kill me. So I told him that as long as they keep winning, I'd be happy to die. I'd be happy to die a happy man. Anyway, we are all here to celebrate our team being 5-0 so far. You read that right. We are 5 wins since we basically beat the Pigeons twice. We beat the Squealers in their home turf, and to win this week, we had to beat ourselves first, then the Tunas. So by my count, we are 5 wins this season. Sounds like Caliendo's.
Caliendo, yeah. Win.
I'll keep it short this week and just point out how some people are starting to change their tune on the Raiders. Even Colin Cowherd admitted on live air that he was wrong. We are sitting at the top of the division, but by some weird circumstances, we're not alone. The Donkeys are there with us by beating the worst 3 teams in the NFL. I'm not too worried. They'll get exposed this week, probably when they play their first real team. The Chargers are expecting us in our second home in Inglewood on Monday night. That will be another heart attack game since the Raiders seem to play with their fans' hearts for sport. But I fully expect to win and at least 80% Raiders fans in the stadium. And the bottom dwellers in the division seem to have been figured out. They look like the Raiders of the last few years with a good offense and a horrid defense. Even Andy Reid couldn't contain his surprise from the realization and stress he ate one too many Big Macs. Oh, jeez. And then he puts in quotes, "In all seriousness, I hope he is okay. We don't wish harm on anyone."
Absolutely not.
Okay, there's that one guy. But anyway, but I said it once, and I'll say
he's
it
in
again.
our family.
And he is in our family. Well, you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family. Yeah. I said it once, and I'll say it again. Casey sucks!
Nice.
That's all I have for you guys. But I would like to address one last thing. I'd like to refer Murph to Raiders Fan Radio Live of episode 214, hour 1 minute 48, where I finally became a made man after many, many years of listening. Heck, I've been listening since the Sonny and Murph times.
Wow.
But anyways, who am I to refuse the honor of being a made man twice? Anyway, I hope you guys had a good trip and we can get the next week with another Raider win. Sincerely, Raider Chemist. He is never going to let you forget that.
Well, look. Well, you know what's funny is that there was a handful of times there where we would make somebody, and then I would forget to put it on the spreadsheet where I have all the names of people listed, and so I would forget. And so then people be like, "Hey, Murph, I'm already a made man." I'd be like, "No, you're not." Well, there you have another case of that. So anyways, be made twice.
And you're
on the list now.
And you're in good hands, Chemist, because my own son-in-law has been eligible to be made for about 4 years, and we keep forgetting to put him on there. It's become part of our lore now.
Well, we're going to hear from Greg tonight, so let's not forget to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Good evening. Yeah, it's already gone. Good evening, Murph, Mosh, Swaggy, and the nation. Guess what? We're the best team in the AFC. Let's
go.
And this year, our record reflects it so far. Sure, you could pick apart certain plays, players, and coaches' decisions, but why? Why do that? We're 3-0. Enjoy the sunshine, Raider Nation. It's good to be king of the hill. Just win, baby.
Let's go.
The Donkeys don't even count. They haven't played anyone yet. To all the Gruden doubters and Carr haters out there, you know who you are. Please go take your wife a glass of ice water. It's really hot outside, and she's having a hard time starting your borrowed lawnmower. In other NFL news this week, old cheater Belichick wants to crawl in a hole and die before Sunday night. And it looks like Andy, who's fat, Reid has recovered from eating 36 stadium chili dogs at halftime during Sunday's loss.
You're killing Andy Reid tonight.
Or the chili dogs are. Hang on. Let me pay the pest control guy. There's a frog in my basement. I'm back. Enjoy the mountaintop, nation. Let's get this win at home this Monday night. 4-0, Pirate 1975.
Nice. Let's go, Pirate 1975. We appreciate you. Hey, so speaking of Big Bass Raider, he's in the chat, threw in $20. He says, thanks to all. Here's to helping others. Raider Nation, one nation. Absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely, brother. We all say this is family, La Familia, and that ain't no joke, man. Raider Nation comes together to help their own, and condolences to you all for your loss, but much respect from us here at Raiders Fan Radio for your willingness to take in those two young boys.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, Masha, we got
Greetings
next.
and salutations, fine ladies and gentlemen of the Silver and Black Raider Nation. One at home and on the road. We're sitting at 3-0. Winning streak is my latest inspiration. We grit and we grind. Regulation or overtime. Handling business is what we do. Making rivals feel our wrath. That goes for all in our path. Beating the Bears starts a home win streak too. Media jerks will give attention to us just so they can mention all our faults. They want to try to yuck our yum.
Nice. I love that term.
Backhanded compliments of envy. Comments sound like Arden Key's point of view. The Dolphins almost won. Screaming till our voice is gone. Throwing objects, flipping tables. Right before our game comes on, they need to put up warning labels. May cause dizziness and stomach aches and even hypertension. Prone to violent acts of rage, punching, biting, choking, kicking. Appendages start shaking. Then comes shortness of breath. And for those who are weak at the heart, it may even cause death. Allegiant Stadium is where we roost. Excitement on an adrenaline boost. Experience an overpowering sensation. Take the plunge and dive into a sea of souls that flows just like you. Ain't nothing better than when you're bonding with the nation. Hear those tell of glory stories deep in hostile territory as visitors still staring down our foes. Well, hellfire in our eyes and our sword still held high. Battle of the bastards looking like Jon Snow. Overcrowded by the thousands, fighting, completely surrounded. If they cut as you know, black is where we'll bleed. Shoulder to shoulder, fellow brethren, we'll fight down to the very end. If one shouts out, we got the best replies. We need. Raider Roan, deuces.
Oh, my gosh. Nice job.
Man,
hit the applause for him, Mark.
Absolutely. I got only two hands over here who's doing nothing, sitting over there sucking on a cough drop.
Well, hand me your right back.
I got it.
That's fantastic. That was Tyrone Graves?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Awesome job, Tyrone. I love it. I love it. Anytime you can work in a Game of Thrones reference, man, I'm all about it, dude. That was awesome.
You'll explain to me later. Hello, RFR family. It's Charger week and a big divisional game. The Chargers are no joke, and I expect a dogfight on Monday night. Here are three things that need to happen to move to 4-0. Number one, defense needs to be clicking. The defense gave up some big plays last week against Miami, but I credit that to the offense fizzling out in the fourth quarter. I don't know that I agree with that. Number two, offense needs to come to play. The offense really struggled against Miami after the 25 unanswered. They got no points until overtime. Carr and the offense needs to get on the same page. Mainly the offensive line needs to protect Carr, and James needs to stop snapping it over Carr's head. Yeah. Number three, that's true. Of course, you and I were major Hudson fans. I mean, that hurt us. That actually hurt me more than Mac leaving.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And I knew that Mac was great, and I knew that he was Carr's best friend. But I loved Hudson, man. I was close to almost a Hudson jersey.
Well, and Mac left because money reasons, and I know that ultimately Hudson did too. But the volume of money when Mac left, it was like, well, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I'm with you. It's almost like when you look back, and especially with the amount of money the Raiders have been able to generate. But their salary cap moves, like that, we might not have had to have made that move. We used to talk about hopefully Rodney Hudson is ends his career with the team.
Well, we said he was the next incarnate Otto. At that spot, gonna play his whole career and Hall of Fame caliber and so that one hurt me a little bit, but
Yeah, I'm with you.
And number three, I'm sorry, Matthew. Let me get back to your email. Just win, baby. The Raiders were built on the three words, and John Gruden embraces it. He told the media Sunday he'll never apologize for a win. All this team needs to do is win, because that is what Al Davis would want. Stay safe, Raider Nation. Yours truly, Matthew Mangus, proud made man, Gemini man winner 2020, saltiest loser winner 2021. P.S. The Raiders own L.A.
Nice. Good job. Was that Matthew?
Yeah.
Good job, Matthew Mangus. We appreciate you. Pirate 1975 in the chat with a $9.99 donation. Thank you so much. He says, Basement City Chiefs, let's go. And, of course, he puts in the frog emojis. Nice job, Pirate 1975. Thank you. 100% of that money goes to the One Nation Foundation. And also Daniel Mangus in there with $1.99. He says, this is Kermit the Frog live from the AFC basement. That's awesome, man. I love it. Anytime we can make a good run at Patrick Mahomes, that's a good thing.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. I hope this all finds you well. Welcome, one and all, to the entertainment capital of the world. Let me do that again.
Okay.
Welcome, one and all, to the entertainment capital of the world. The bright lights, fast living, and never sleeping Las Vegas. Home to the greatest sporting organization on earth.
You all right over there?
No.
You want me to take over? It'll be worse.
The mighty Las Vegas Raiders. Copyright Old Man Willie Brown. The thrills and spills will never stop if you join us on our roller coaster of a season. We'll lift you to the highest highs and drop you to your lowest lows in a matter of minutes on the greatest ride of your life. We can't guarantee you an easy time, but we can guarantee we'll scare the crap out of you along the way. Please be advised that this particular carnival ride doesn't include any freaks, as they're all in Missouri, and the only show pony around runs a second-rate circus of his own in Colorado. I could think of anything to say about the Chargers at this point because they're so insignificant. So, another Sunday, another win, and another increase in blood pressure meds has required to get me through the night. It was a dreadful first quarter with nerves, miscommunications, high snaps, and people trying too hard early on. We gave them a healthy lead and looked really fragile until Casey Hayward Jr. and his safety turned the momentum in our favor, and things started to look a lot brighter. If there's any chance we can stop giving teams a 14-point lead in games, though, fellas, It would be appreciated.
Yeah.
One thing is for sure right now. Anybody looking up the word resilience in a dictionary will see a Raiders shield alongside the definition. We won't quit and fight for everything. We won't quit and fight for everything, which is really heartwarming. As Elliot Ness said to Al Capone in the Untouchables movie, never stop fighting until the fighting is done.
Let's go.
On a serious note, I think we'll all see true playoff credentials after we've lost a game. The younger players are being swept along on a tide of adrenaline momentum at this minute, which is great, but it will only take you so far. The real mental toughness will be needed when an L arrives. In saying that, the legend that is Marcel Reese was on Raiders game day with Eric Allen and the wonderful Aaron Cascarelli. And he was on the nose when he said, it's always better to learn with teams that lose. And who am I to argue with this great man? There's something to be said for that because, losing shows character, I mean, it's great to be That's
why this team has so much character now.
Well, it's great to be the Miami Dolphins and crack that bottle of champagne every year, but,
They ain't cracking it anytime soon.
In saying that, generally speaking, I believe we're being driven along by two people at this minute, Coach Bradley and Derek Carr.
Come on.
Incidentally, I remember a conversation recently about how many passing yards DC could pick up this year, and I believe the number 4,500 was mentioned.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, he's on 1,200 through 3 games, so watch this space for more records to fall. The MVP accolades for me were DC, Peyton Barber, and Hunter Renfrow, who, on scoring his touchdown, ran the Dolphins' DB in so many directions, he'll surely be out for 4 weeks with twisted blood. Standout moments of the game were DC's over-the-shoulder dime pass to Brian Edwards in overtime. What a thing of beauty.
Oh my gosh.
And the presentation to Coach Flores at halftime, of course. So the AFC West is shaping up nicely. We've climbed to the top of the division with exciting thrill-a-minute Showtime football. The Colorado home of the bewildered have matched our record, but only because they've had a very easy schedule. Seriously, Giants, Jags, and Jets? Really? Who's up next for them? The cast of the Golden Girls or Cocoon? The Chiefs are exactly where they have always should be, and the Chargers are having their usual Mary Celeste type of season where they drift along aimlessly with nobody around to witness it. Which brings me back to my opening theme of circus, as I saw on Twitter that a Chargers fan is trying to rally the troops for Monday night, pleading with the other 10 of them to turn up so the crowd isn't too one-sided. Good luck with that, sad sack!
Yep, big time.
Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Egerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Pauly Award winner 2019, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, five-time, +1, winner of the Raider.
What's our show called?
I can't believe we are having it. We are having it tonight.
Yeah.
Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Let's go. Nice job, Paul.
Hit the Pauly button.
Oh, yeah, I got to hit the Paul button. Where is the Paul button?
Hang on.
Okay.
Just press the damn button, nerd.
I'm trying.
Paul! 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 Paul!
Paul? Paul? We're all over the place.
Paul! Paul! Paul!
Paul.
Claude! Claude! Claude!
Paul?
Paul! Paul!
Paul!
Paul!
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello?
Paul. Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not
Yeah,
here.
just Paul.
Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
All right, appreciate you, Paul. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat room tonight. Appreciate Tyler M. Tyler M11 says he's a new subscriber here. We appreciate you, Tyler, for checking us out. This is Raiders Fan Radio. I'm Murph, the guy with the screwed up voice because I was yelling at the Raiders for like 3.5 hours on Sunday and have not quite yet recovered. To my right is the legendary Uncle Mosh.
Oh, no.
My real life uncle. And then usually we have a third man in the booth, my best friend, Swag Jeff.
Big Bass Raider says my new name is Uncle Mumbles. Little does he know I made a living with that voice.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. Yeah. But anyways, appreciate you and appreciate everybody else that's in the chat room as well. Hey, there's Gil. He says, Fabricator Gil from the IE. Hey, been a while. Much respect to the crew and let's see, Q-Dog, Raider Rico, Mojo, Houston Raider Steve, Ron, and the lady Michelle. Fabricator Gil, if you missed it, definitely showed you some respect at the top of the show.
Gil.
And thank you so much for the hospitality you extended to me and Cousin Sonny at the tailgate, man. It was top notch, and we appreciate you so very much for that. Also, Power 1975, Matthew Mangus, Raider Critique, Paul and Shropshire is in there, Tyrone Graves, Matthew Mangus, Albert Esparza, Lencho is in there, David Chappelle Sr. is in there, Big Bass Raider is in there, Storm is in there, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, All Eyes on G. Man, they're loaded up in the chat room tonight. We appreciate you. So those were the emails. If you email us an indefinite amount of times, as I said, you can become a made man or a made woman, or you can call 909-345-3346. Give us a shout, man. You can call that thing 24/7. Leave us a message, man. We'd love to hear from our callers. Of course, we always get more callers when the season picks up, but call that anytime, man. Tell us what your pregame thoughts are, postgame thoughts are. Tell us tell us about your game day experience. Like, just share Raider stories with us, man, so we can share them with the rest of Raider Nation. And so we've got a handful of these to get to tonight, but the guy that leads the crew, the head of the made men, the head of the made women, every crew needs a captain. We call him the Capo, and he is Aaron the Q-Dog Raider and always kicks off this segment.
Greetings, I'm Merc. Larry Moss, Underboss Sonny, our Sergeant at Arms, the Sizzler, Big Raider Chucker, Mojo from the Universe Beast, Ramon the Mean King, Swag Jeff, Ron the Maid Raider Nation. You know, I did predict last week that there would be no trap game against the Finns, and we owed them for knocking us out of the 2020 playoff picture, and narrowly I was right. Now at 3-0, the Raiders have creeped up to number 6 in the NFL power rankings. Tell us how our ass tastes. The Kansas City Chiefs surprisingly fell to 1-2, going against the L.A. Superchargers, but generated headlines soon after the result because their coach, Andy Reid, was transported to a local hospital for feeling ill. Now, there are rumors that there was a ribectomy, or there might have been some peek of the guy who got lodged in his esophagus, but who cares? You know, Reid was released from the hospital Monday and was, according to NFL Network's Tom who cares what his name is, that the 63-year-old popular coach was back at the club's training table at their team facility. Thoughts and prayers, homie. Adrian James, or Andre James, or Adriana James. Listen, our center is starting to suck. His play once again showed that the loss of Rodney Hudson hurts too much. James kept snapping the ball over DC4's head, and one time he snapped it completely over his head. You know, the rest of the O-line has had some trouble, but this guy is starting to really rear his ugly head. If he can't get it together, we may have to replace him. That brings me to Cleve. Did anybody notice he even played this week? Silver linings. How about some capo karma? Last week I referenced former Chargers coach Anthony Lynn, and this week he's being mentioned as the lead candidate to fight on for USC as their new head coach, as the first black man to do so. How about that? The hit list.
Salud.
No matter the outcome of the game this past weekend, the Chiefs, and they lost to the Chargers, and I can't help but take revel in it. They fall to 1-2 and at the bottom of the doggone AFC West standings. Patrick Mahomes for that corny-ass State Farm sneakerhead commercial. Jim Rome, Mike Wilbon, insurrectionist as per usual, Mike Dick. I barely got this call in. I hope I made the time limit. Rue,
back
Way
at
to
you.
be,
Oh,
Q.
man, he's the best. He's the best. Yeah, great stuff there from our good friend Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat tonight. Jack Kenna jumping in there asking about if this thing is live. We are live every Wednesday night, 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. Appreciate you jumping in our chat. And, yeah, you can call and leave a voicemail and be part of this segment, or you can send us an email. And we always love to hear from new folks.
Hey, Murph.
Jay Inquisitive also in there. Appreciate you. Jay Inquisitive says Raiders, Raider Nation for life. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody that's new to the show. Sean Donahue also. Appreciate you, Sean.
Man, so many new names. I love that. I love that. So
fantastic.
There's some new names in there. There's some old names in there, and there's some folks that like me. They're old, or they just don't get it. Fabricator Gil goes, "Hey, how do I send money?" So tell them about that.
So there's usually a little button there on the bottom. It looks like a $. You hit that button, and then you can determine how much money you want to give. And so something that we do around here, thank you, Lord Zemnus. YouTube just recommended you to me, and I'm glad I did. Loving the Energy Boys and the Dolts. Got no idea what's coming Monday. Raiders! Appreciate you, Lord Zemnus. And yeah, normally I don't sound like this, but my name's Murph. I co-host this thing with my legendary Uncle Mosh to my right. We appreciate you. And so when you guys give to the Super Chat, whether that's through those donations like Gil was just asking about, or like Lord Zenmus just did here, know that 100% of that money goes to our nonprofit organization, which we take that money and give it to Raiders-related charities, like the upcoming Biletnikoff Foundation Awards, not award, I always call it the award dinner, but the annual dinner, which we're going to do that next month. So we appreciate that so very much, and every single dollar we get goes that way. Justin Tolman says, Murph, I remember watching you with Mikey. Always enjoyed your intake and glad I found this channel. Thank you, Justin.
And you'll be back with Mikey.
Yeah,
again.
Mikey, we got another one coming next week. So we're not going to be doing Mondays with Mikey and Murph every week, but we're going to be doing it like once a month. And so I talked to Mikey this week, and we're going to be doing one probably next week. So we appreciate you very, very much. All right, so this Raider Nation thing is global. Everybody knows that, and that includes our listening audience. And so let's kick off this segment by, look, if you got candles, you might want to light some candles.
Get some candleage.
You got aromatherapy, bring the lights down, whatever you do, but just enjoy the dulcet tones from the Canary Islands of Raider-born Rico.
Hey guys, Raider Morico here, so let's start with the cheers, of course. Cheers to Tom Cable, another year, another week. Again, I will never get tired to praise the job this man is doing. He's dealing with injury players, rookies, a void at the center position after Hudson departure, and he's still managing to protect the QB and push for the run. And I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, DC without Tom Cable will be just a sack of potatoes. Now, cheers to all the receiving corps, but especially to Hunter Renfrow. When the ball gets into the hand of this guy, I feel fine, I feel secure, and it's like that ball of a pinball machine. You go left, right, hit an obstacle, get into a tunnel, and make the highest score. He is an absolute beast. So cheers to Hunter Renfrow. And another guy I want to cheer that give me the same sense of security is Brian Edwards. He is the kind of guy that wins you a playoff game, a Super Bowl. He's there making the big play when you need it the most. I love him. So cheers to Edwards. If we reach the playoff, this is the go-to guy you will never regret to put the football in his hands. Then cheers to Gus Bradley for put the Raiders back on the defensive map of American football. Let's just remember that last year we would have lost this game with the John Gruden and Gunter that I also call the Bushwhackers type of game. Now, that brings me actually to our weakest link with Chucky. I'm still angry from Sunday. I was thinking that by Wednesday I would be all right, but watching this game was like a deja vu, which is something I do not want to see at all this year. Obsolete play calling, injured players, and listen, we can't afford losing many men, and bad managing of the clock. We haven't converted that extra point that caused us more suffering, not because the kicker missed, but just because this is the reflection of the conservative style who doesn't fit anymore in today's football. It's all coming back. I told you last year in that Pink Floyd message about time. John, everybody know exactly the plays you will run when you play conservative. Run to the middle on the first play, short throw for a few gain on the side, medium pass when everybody's covered for a third and out. Now, John, when you trust the run, when you want to establish the run, it is very simple. It's football. It's not rocket science. When you run on the first play and you gain 5 yards, you run a game for another 5 yards. Then in the worst case scenario, and this is a gain of a down, in the worst case scenario, if you third and 1 or third and 2, you keep running the damn ball. Use more the damn fullback. See, when you use consistently Alec Kingold, which is one of the most underrated player in the NFL, he always produces. That's how you establish your so-loved run. Now, wake the fuck up for the next game because it's a division game and we need to play with style and leave LA, which is our territory, with the heads up. And for that, I'm calling out also DC, Derek Carr, you need a statement. You are the oldest quarterback in the AFC West, and you need to become the face of this division. No more excuses. So Monday, wake up hard as a rock and outshine that fast food clerk and this crappy team. With all that say, let's rock, let's roll, let's win. Love you all, and I'm out.
Nice job, Raider born Rico.
Wow.
Rico going hard in the paint, man.
Wow.
Going after John Gruden, Derek Carr, man. But you know what? Like I love the spirit behind it, though. That like, let's make a statement. You know what I mean? Like, let's put it like as amazing as 3-0 is, and as amazing as this season has been already. Like, let's freaking like. I know the Raiders aren't the kind of team that are gonna like blow somebody out by 30. That's not John Gruden's style of offense. All that, I get all that, but I hear you though, Rico. Like, let's do something dominant in there. Man, that was a great call. It's Foxy Scorpio in there.
I love that. Foxy.
So Foxy Scorpio says, "Please, Rico, be real. Don't be some fat guy in Toledo." So I will tell you this. Rico's girlfriend reached out to us, I believe it was last year or the year before, on his birthday to wish him a happy birthday on the show. And she included a picture of her and Rico. I assure you, everybody, Rico looks
exactly
just like you would picture in your brain. And an Italian guy on the beach in the Canary Islands
with a girlfriend that looks exactly like you would expect.
Like you would expect her to. Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. So nothing but truth there. All right, let's get to the next caller. We call him the Meng guy. These are Daniel and Matthew Menges. They are the made twins around here. They are real life twins from Fremont, California, and always share in their call here. And so let's check in with them.
Good afternoon, Raiders Fan Radio. The time is 2:29 p.m. 12:29 p.m. Anyway, it's noon. I'm sorry, I woke up early. Let's see here. Before the Raiders face the Miami Tuna Fest,
the pregame call.
we must check. Bravo. Yes. Raider hat. Check. Raider jersey. Check. Raider socks. Check. Some more check. Shorts. Check. Raider underwear. Check. Okay, awesome. You got your Raider underwear? Yep. Got my Raider underwear. We're good. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to kick some dolphin ass. I am so ready. I was born ready. I came out the womb ready. I'm ready to put the smack down on the candy ass. Yes, sir. And now, are you ready, brother? I'm ready. We ready? Yeah, we gotta get ready. Gotta get nice. Here we go. Raiders jumping jacks. Are you ready? Yes, sir. Are you ready? Yes, sir. Are you ready? Yes, sir. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hey! 1, 2, 3, ah! 1, 2, 3, D! 4, 2, 3, E! 1, 2, 3, ah! 1, 2, 3, hey! Raiders! Woo! Let's go, man! Raiders on me! Raiders on 3! 1, 2, 3! Raiders!
Oh my gosh, the Megas brothers, man.
Doing burpees in their living room. It doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love the wardrobe check there to make sure that head to toe in all their Raider gear. All right, great job there, Daniel and Matthew Mangus, Gemini Award winners around here. Appreciate you. All right, next up, let's go to the fine state of Tennessee, where we happen to do this show from. We're originally, of course, from the Bay Area, from San Jose, California, but relocated outside of Nashville and took our Raider fandom with us. And so let's hear from caller Greg in Tennessee.
Hey, Murph Mosh. This is caller Greg from Tennessee. How y'all doing?
Good.
Doing good. Thanks, Greg.
What are the Chiefs? I think they're 1 and 2. I got a couple things to say. All the Derek Carr haters can go intercourse themselves. And my call has a sponsor. My call is brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, have a gambling problem? Just double down till you win all your money back. Remember, folks, you don't have a problem until you admit it. See ya.
I appreciate Greg. Great call, Greg. That was awesome, dude. And yeah, what amazing advice. If you can't stop gambling, just keep going. Eventually, you'll win. And then
what do you call that? You call that something?
What?
That used to be your philosophy on roulette.
Oh, combinations and permutations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose, you just double your bet, and then eventually it'll win, but then you'll only win your original bet back, and you got to be able to bankroll it. But that's for another story. So Greg, if you call the show, we play your message 3 times. We refer to you as a made man or a made woman, and you go on the list of like the best of the callers and emailers. And so Greg has called this show, gosh, I don't know, probably 50 times
at
now,
least.
But unfortunately we always run out of time. So let me just go ahead and let's take a minute. I think we, never mind.
1, 2, 3, 4. You can't, you got 7 to get through.
We got 7 more to get to. Sorry, Greg. We'll try to get to you next time. Okay. Call us back. Next up on the show here, let's get to Atticus B. Rockin'.
What's up, Raider Nation? It's Atticus B. Rockin' calling in for the second time. Once again, thank you, Murph, Mosh, and Swaggy J for putting on a great show. And I told y'all I would call in after we went 3-0. How about them Raiders?
Let's go.
Woo! Oh man, this is a great season, man. I haven't seen the Raiders 3-0 since literally I was a little boy. I feel great. I can't wait to see what we do to the Chargers. I don't care if they got Justin Herbert, if they have Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake. Raiders winning by 10.
All right, let's go. Nice job, Atticus P.
That's
Rockin'.
the second by 10 we've gotten tonight.
Second by 10. I like it, man. Look, if we could pull that off, I think that's considered a blowout for this team.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
did we beat the Steelers by 9? So I mean that's a big margin of victory for the way that we're structured. Real quick, Tyrone Graves throws another $5 into the super chat. He says, "Hey twins, who was born ready first?" We'll have to, Mangus brothers, you'll have to give us the report there, right? Because one of them was born first.
One of them was born first,
we'll
and
tell us.
I'm betting on the one that doesn't have the potty mouth.
Oh, yeah. The potty mouth Mangus was second.
Potty mouth Mangus was second.
That's why he's got the potty mouth.
Yeah.
He came out cursing. All right, next up, let's get to our buddy. He calls himself the northernmost Raider fan. His name is Kiljadis, but he always calls in with a sidekick, and that is Raider Macho Savage. And so let's check in with our two good buddies, Kiljadis and Raider Macho Savage.
Do you smell that? That's a 3-0 record. Perfectly spiced, marinated, and cooked to perfection. Add some revenge and some sulfur on it, and it goes down real nice, yeah. But hold them with Fitzmagic and the ardent tea, because they won't taste good. Oh, no, it won't. Mm-mm.
Okay, I hate to interrupt you, but what you're looking at is rendang, which is an Indonesian dish that my wife cooks. Besides, it's also considered one of the best dishes in the world.
Well, either way, we chewed those dolphins up, and we spat them out. They couldn't stop our offense, and our defense stood the test of time, yeah.
Except when it was in the first quarter, and that 4th and 20 play.
Well, you quit those negative ways, and just enjoy what we got to win, and sitting on top of the division. The Dolphins are a formidable team, with or without Tua, and that's a fact.
Exactly my point, though. We should have beaten them comfortably because Tua wasn't there. That is inexcusable to be down 14-0 in the first quarter and then have to claw our way back to a win, especially due to a pick six. And then we decided to go for it on a 4th down, our own 30-yard line. If we do not get it together, we are not going to make it against the West. We have to shape up right now.
This is just a test of our strength and fortitude. Sure, the taste of victory wasn't from a 5-star restaurant, but this victory needs you to have a required taste for it, yeah. And once you develop a palate for it, you'll be wanting seconds or thirds of it.
No. I don't need us to keep going into overtime every single time we have a home game. You'll end up with nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea.
Well, take some Pepto-Bismol because a win is a win. Oh, yeah. This team is close-knit as kin. And with a historic run, with what we're making, we're going to be getting what we want. We're going to be getting to the quarterback like we want. Carr's going to be spreading the ball around like we want. And the defense can stop like we want. We can't be beggars and choose at the same time. No, we can't. Otherwise, we'd be as spoiled as Miss Piggy Mahomes and Kermit's Innes brother.
Imagine us being number 1 in the division while the Chiefs are in last place. That's amazing.
No words, because other teams have figured out the recipe of the Chiefs, and the secret sauce is no longer secret. They can be judged now, could taste the chopped out of competition, and they're not gay for air either, and put them in triple D's. We know exactly what's coming to them, and Negative Karma brought it to them.
This is a football team, not a diner driver diagram.
It's not the Medicals either. The charge of the neck. Don't the water. Ooh, yeah.
All right, appreciate you, Kiljadis. Of course, coming in with Raider Macho Savage. Appreciate that. Great call, as always, my friend. And always some fun takes there, too. I appreciate that very much. All right, next up. So this is my running buddy. So for those of you that are new, we have so many new folks. Turbo Duran is in there, the new name. Naomi Total Knockout is in there. Appreciate you. Love to see all the wonderful new names that we have tonight. So my name is Murph. I started this show back in 2012 with my cousin Sonny. We started in 2011. We committed to going to a Raider game together or with family every single year. And so this last weekend was our 10th year of going to a Raider game together.
At least one.
At least one. And then at least one. And we've been to multiple during the season at times too. And so out of that commitment came this podcast. And so all this all kind of started up with Cousin Sonny. And then now, of course, the legendary Uncle Mosh joins me here in the fan cave where we do our show. But so Sonny and I went to the game together last weekend, met in Vegas, went to the game. It was absolutely incredible. And so Sonny called in and left kind of his little voicemail on his take about the weekend.
Murph. Swag. Mosh. Larry. Murph, it's Cousin Sonny. I feel like fucking David at the dentist going back to work on Monday.
Sorry.
Like, this can't be my real life. Because that freaking weekend in Vegas, holy crap. I am in love, Murph, with what the Raiders and Vegas are building. There is a freaking vibe down there, man. There's a vibe. The ingress, whatever it's called, great. Egress sucks. Everything else, dope as blank. You know what I'm saying? Murph, the evolution of your fandom continues to amaze me. You put out such a positive vibe, Murph, and to be able to sit there and watch us, what we started years ago to now you're in Vegas co-hosting shows at the Sahara. I mean, give me a break, man. You have people bringing you beers at the Raider game. You're recognizing Fred Biletnikoff in the airport instead of fangirling out like me and a girl seeing Rico in his Speedo. You're just like, oh, yeah, we'll see you in October. I'm like, what the f***, Murph? You officially went from a K-list celebrity to a J-list celebrity, Murph. And, man, how about those stories, right? Those stories, Murph. The stories! The stories, Murph! That we heard from the cab drivers and the Uber drivers about Mark Davis and his interactions and the Raiders and their interactions and motherfucking Buck-Dude John Elway, the cheap-ass tippers interactions, right? The Raiders are building a culture and a legacy. And it feels like home when you go to that stadium. It's unreal. So, Murph, I hope you're well rested. My hand still hurts from making that Florida guy $5,000 to crap table and he hit it. I have to wear a brace! Other than that, Murph, now there's motherfucking expectations on these Raiders. What are they going to do? Just win, baby.
All right, let's go.
You know what's funny is he don't cuss. He's not a big cusser.
He's more so now.
He was drinking.
Oh man, we had an amazing one. So you mentioned a couple of things there. So one of these cab drivers told us that while the stadium got announced, okay,
right,
he drove to the same corner every Monday morning and took a picture. And so, okay, and then has this like kind of, scrolling history.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So one of the Monday mornings he went out there, Mark Davis's van was parked outside and Mark was sleeping in it.
No.
Because just like a little kid seeing his new toy or like a Christmas morning, he just wanted to be there and was just hanging out and fell asleep. Like an incredible story that we heard from that cab driver. It was about and just that the excitement of Mark Davis around the new facility was just, it was so cool. Yeah, I told stories about how John Elway was a bad tipper. And then again, I told you the story about the guy banging his freaking seat about the Raiders spread and where the money was going and all that. So we had so much dang fun, man. Oh, but okay. So he mentioned the egress. All right, so here's a pro tip for you if you're going to the game.
All right, give it to us.
Don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. I was supposed to go do the Raider Cody post game at the Sahara as well, but it took us the better part of 2 hours to get out of there. This is my recommendation. Just plan on leaving the stadium, walk across the Hacienda Bridge, and go hang out at either Mandalay Bay or the Luxor. Just stay there until the crowd dissipates because you can't get a car, you can't find a cab. There's thousands.
So
you're
talking about a quarter-mile walk, which anybody in I could do in my Dunkin' Donut driven state in probably 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
8 or 10 minutes.
It's not bad at all, and it's post game, so it's not as hot. It's not the hottest part of the day or nothing. Like when you get there, getting in is easy.
Right,
but it's just about getting out. Yeah, just plan on walking across the interstate there, across the bridge, and then just camp out. But what I'm telling you, don't make dinner plans an hour after the game's over. Right. Plan on having plenty of time to get where you're going to get.
Or save a couple bucks and you can go to the Raider Image and get what you're going to buy afterwards, right?
Well, except there's about 50,000 people doing the same thing. Okay. So, yeah, you could if you feel like standing in line for an hour.
All right, so the best bet is to just hit the bridge and go to Mandalay Bay or Luxor, one of the other.
And then go back to Raider Image the next day. That's what we did.
Okay.
When there's no one there. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Getting in there, Uber in, taxi in, either way,
easy
as breezy.
Easy peasy. Getting in there,
Love that.
And then once you're in, so this is crazy. Being, the guys that grew up at the Oakland Coliseum, like so many of our listeners have.
Sure.
The amenities at the Oakland Coliseum weren't the best. If you're going to get up and go get a beer, you're going to miss a quarter. You know what I mean?
At
You
least.
know what I mean? Like
if you're going to pee in a trough, forget it.
You're going to pee in a trough. You're going to get a beer. You're gone for the entire third quarter. So, but here at Allegiant Stadium, like there was a couple of times because I got, a middle-aged bladder. I had to run downstairs to go use the restroom. And like I'm seriously like down, back, like down, did my business, washed my hands, back in my seat in like 5 minutes. Like tops,
that's
like it's
amazing.
just right, like and passed by 3 beer stands on the way. Like it's so easy to get in and out and move around once you're inside. It's nice and cool. It's big. It sounds amazing. Like I can't.
So one of the things that you and I were talking about before the game, before the show tonight, is I was laughing at the TikTok that you posted of Sonny. Cousin Sonny did a fabulous TikTok doing his Joey Chestnut impression,
yeah.
And I go, oh, nice way to. Excuse me. I said, oh, nice way to waste a $12 hot dog, right? And you go, no, actually, it was like $3.
$3.
So
concessions are not expensive.
Concessions. This is not Jerry Jones' world, right? It's
Absolutely.
not a $48 pizza.
Absolutely. Yeah. And everything, like all the, like even merch and like whatever, it's not that expensive, man, once you're in the stadium. So like, which is legit, man, because, the often complained thing for a long time is like, you take a family of 4 to a football game, it's going to cost you $1,000 by the time you park and get tickets and do all that. Going to Raider game is not like that, man. And again, the atmosphere is just, it's Raider Nation, man. So it's like, it's cool because it's the best of both worlds. It's a nice blend. Yes, it's not Oakland. Okay, this is what we were talking about at the game. Excuse me. Yes, it's not Oakland, but it's okay. Like, Oakland is not better than Vegas, and Vegas is not better than Oakland. They're two completely different experiences.
Just like the team of 2019 or 16 is not this team. They're two separate identities that you can love them both.
You can love them both. They're two separate experiences. And so what was wonderful about Oakland and the things that we loved about Oakland, they're not really as represented in Vegas. And that's okay, because the things that are now in Vegas were never in Oakland. So like you're getting a completely different experience, but it's still a very Raider experience. And the reason why is because the biggest Raiders fan on the planet is your owner. And so he assured that the fans were going to have a Raider experience. And guess what? The fan base didn't change. It's still populated with Raider Nation.
Right,
it is just as real of fans are in Vegas as were in Oakland.
Right.
So it's still a very, I would say organic, but it is organic because it's us. So it's like the people, the crowd is what makes it feel like a Raider game. And so it's absolutely incredible. Again, much different environment, way different than what you're used to, but that doesn't make it evil. It doesn't make it bad. It's just a different thing, and that's okay. So anyways, there's my platform about Allegiant Stadium. And I can't respect Mark Davis enough for what he has done with that facility, with us in mind. I can't tell you, everything is done with us in mind as Raider fans. And this whole egress thing, they'll figure it out. They'll find a tram or they'll do something will have changed in the next 5 years where the problem that you have getting out of there won't be the same issue as it is today. All right, we got 2 more to get to, and then we're going to get out of here for the night. We were only going to do a short show, and now here we are at 2 hours. Let's check in with our buddy down in Houston. He is the Houstorian. We call him Houston Raider Steve.
Murph, Mosh, Swag Jeff Nation, Houston Raider Steve. Boy, what a great win, man. As Fred Stanford would say, this is the way I felt. Elizabeth, they're going to take me. They're going to take me, Elizabeth. Oh, man. These are all the people that could not save the Miami Dolphins on this day. Red Buttons at the retirement home. Golden Girls, Burt Reynolds, Jackie Gleason, Don Johnson from Miami Vice, Don Shula. Man, what a great win. Moon Over Miami, great song. I used to live down in Fort Lauderdale, so I know about the Dolphins. They were funded on my birthday in 1965. Anyway, great win, and it's like Cat had many lives. We finally came back. I don't know if you know this, you probably do. Last 7 of the last 8 games, the Dolphins have beaten the Raiders, and everybody remembers when they played in London, Lane Kiffin was fired and couldn't even take the team plane back after they lost in London. Of course, everybody remembers the sea of hands. Clarence Davis catching the pass that was lofted up there by Kenny Stabler in the north end zone. And all I can say is the Raiders are 3-0. First team to win their first 3 games after the teams last year had a record of 10 wins or more. And Broncos can't say that. There's teams that they beat have been 0-9. And all I can say is the Raiders are back, baby. Hey, take that, Stephen A. Smith. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Goodbye.
So here's what I love, and I didn't realize this until I heard Houston Raiders Steve make that mention about Sea of Hands.
Yeah.
So we went from the team that was the Immaculate Deception, the team that was the Sea of Hands. And then next week, we're going to play the team that was the Holy Roller.
Oh, my gosh.
3 of our most famous named games.
Oh, my gosh.
Back to back to back. So very, very cool there from Houston Raiders, Steve. We
that
appreciate
rocks.
you. All right, one more to get to. We're going to go back to the Manguses, and we're going to hear from our buddy Daniel Mangus.
Daniel is firstborn.
Daniel Mangus.
Oh, Daniel's firstborn.
He
Okay.
is.
Okay, good deal.
One half of WWE Tag Team Champions. What a game on Sunday. How about those Raiders, baby? 3-0. No one said we could do it, but now here we are. 3-0 and the first team in 38 freaking years.
Come on.
To beat 3 teams who won 10+ games. How do you like us now? Now we have a formidable opponent. We have the LA Chokers. And here's what I'm saying. Let's whoop that ass on Monday. Chargers ain't ready for this because I have a feeling they're going to choke out the game like they always do against the Raiders. They ain't ready for this action. DC's got his boys ready to play. And this defense, man. Gus Bradley's something else, man. It's beautiful. Oh, yeah. And the refs, start calling holding calls. I mean, seriously, how many times does Mad Max need to scream for a flag before he gets it? I counted like 9 different times, or it felt like 9 different times. He was held, no flag, and they get a positive play out of it. I'm like, oh, hello? Take it back 10 yards. Mad Max was held. On a different note, Murph, I hope you enjoyed the game on Sunday. Loved seeing you there. My dad and my mom were there. It was beautiful.
Oh, cool.
Claus got his ring. And, Buff, if you're in Vegas for the Chicago game, I'll see you there, buddy. Your boy's gonna be there to cheer on our Raiders for the Chicago Bears. Let's go, man. Go Raiders. Let's win, baby.
Awesome job there, Daniel Mangus. Appreciate you, my friend. I didn't know your parents were there, man. I would have loved to have met them. And yeah, I had an absolutely amazing time, as you could tell, because I'm still recovering from it. And I cannot wait to go out there to the next one. And I appreciate you, Daniel Mangus. Real quick, before I throw it over to Uncle Mosh and close this thing out, Fabricator Gil in the IE, the man that extended so much hospitality to us pregame, invited us to his tailgate, just came through with a $50 donation. Fabricator Gil, thank you so very, very much. 100% of that money goes to the One Nation Foundation, which we give to Raiders-related charities, and that's going to go to a great, great cause, and we appreciate you very, very much. Not only does the guy extend hospitality and host us at a tailgate, now he's throwing down $50 in our super chat over here.
Crazy.
Thank you so very, very, very much, Gil. It was a pleasure to meet you in person, and just cannot appreciate that enough. All right, so around here at Raiders Fan Radio, we take our listeners' emails and the phone calls, and we award what we call a Sizzler Award. That's the best of the best for the night. And Uncle Mosh awards that award. And who do we have tonight?
Oh man, we had some great awards.
I think I said award 50 times and set you up for that. Sorry.
So we started off our night with Big Bass Raider throwing in an email in there. We appreciate you giving us an update on that. Pirate 1975, Chemist, Tyrone, Matthew Mangus, Paul, all of you guys had fantastic emails that came through. Capo started us off short and sweet and to the point, got it in under the wire. It was fabulous. Rico gave us his weekly cheers as we're on a roll. Cheers to Cable, to Renfro, to Edwards, to Gus. And then he took John to task a little bit.
Yeah,
I loved it. And it was done well. John and DC4. The main guys. Man, guys, get a digital clock. You guys couldn't tell time. And I love that they were doing burpees in the basement. Caller Greg, double down till you win if you got a gambling problem. Atticus, a little self-help info from Caller Greg and for Q-Dog, for Caller Greg in that state below Kentucky. Atticus B. Rockin', 3-0, calls with his flashback to when he was a kid. Last time they were 3-0. Macho Macho came in with his call with Kill Jadis. He said he was eating a little bit of dolphin on the grill, and it's okay if he needs some Pepto-Bismol afterwards. Sonny, potty
Crowd
mouth.
favorite right now.
Crowd favorite. The only problem is Sonny can't win the Sizzler because Sonny is a founding father of the show.
Former host, man.
Former host. So, and he's family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I loved it, man. I'm going to talk to you a little bit off the air about your potty mouth, but that's okay. You showed some respect, and you brought up the fact that you were more excited than seeing Rico in a Speedo.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have said things about Rico in a Speedo, but hey, we're moving right along to Houston Raiders Steve. He brought up a Fred Sanford reference. I love that. I love that. Back to the glory days, he said. And Manuel Mangus gonna whip the Chargers, man. And Daniel Mangus said he's gonna whip the Chargers, but Daniel Mangus also let it be known he is the firstborn. But
nice.
Excuse me. Tonight's Sizzler goes to the person that either said or wrote this. Screaming till our voice is gone, throwing objects, flipping tables. Right before our game comes on, they need to put up warning labels. May cause dizziness and stomach aches and even hypertension. The Sizzler goes to Tyrone.
Nice.
Sizzler.
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 Prone to violent acts of rage, punching, biting, choking, kicking, appendages start shaking. It went on and on and on, and it rhymed. I love this guy's writing. He's fabulous.
Nice job, Tyrone Graves.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
What's up, Uncle Mosh?
Hey, so let me just say this.
Okay.
Everybody hit the like button before you go out. I'm learning a couple new things. I got on the Instagram. I don't know how to tell you what to look for. I think it's Mosh_Moshington. I don't have any followers or anything yet because you haven't showed me how to use it, but you will, and I'm twitting again. But one of the things that I need to tell everybody is hit the like button, and also if you're new to us, hit the subscribe. It helps with the numbers. It helps us get in more cash that we can give away. We're really fired up about that. We're not asking you for your money, just asking you for your support, and that don't cost anything. Also, tonight I want to tell you, we got up to, as I was watching it, 116 watching live, and we're at 124 on the likes. So
awesome.
People coming in and out and all that stuff. So we're doing lots of good stuff here, and you appreciate it, and we appreciate you appreciating us.
Absolutely. Thank you all so very, very much. Tyrone Graves, he says, third email from me and a Sizzler.
Wow.
That's strong. That's strong. Appreciate you, Tyrone Graves, with that $5 donation. Again, 100% of that money goes to the One Nation Foundation. So, yeah, as Mosh mentioned, you can find us on any form of social media. Our TikTok, apparently, we've the old Swag Jeff found the hot button on the TikTok. If you go find our TikTok, at Raiders Fan Radio, it's going nuts tonight with one of the videos that Swag Jeff put up there. And so subscribe to us there if you don't mind. But also, you can find us Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. It's just at Raiders Fan Radio, and you can find and follow the show. So we appreciate you very much for that. And just a couple last notes that I had here. I want to appreciate and give respect to Kenny King Jr. Had a nice time hanging out with Kenny.
Yes, sir.
Had a nice time hanging out with Kenny post game after him and Raider Cody's post game show after the Raider game. Cleveland Farrell.
F to the E to the R to the R to the E to the L to the L. It ain't furl.
That's right. And Cleveland Farrell, Q Dog Raider was asking about if he was in the game earlier. We were watching him on the sideline the whole time. Body language, not good. And he wasn't, and he did not play. I wish the best for that young man because I don't wish anything bad on anybody, but it would not surprise me if we didn't see him back in a Raider uniform. And last thing, Raider Nation, don't be loud when the team's on offense. Do your screaming when we're on defense. Appreciate you, Raider Nation, so very, very much. Thank you for putting up with my voice tonight. I'll be back at full strength next week and hopefully not have to take a stint on the IR. Join us back, Raiders Fan Radio, every Wednesday night, 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. Uncle Mosh, take us home.
Man, what a night tonight. Breaking all kinds of records here locally in the studio with over, I think I said 116 watching, got over 126 likes and my 1 dislike. And, you know, it was a great night. Swaggy J, thank you, buddy, for hanging out there. We know you had to work and you were popping in when you could. Hope your boss didn't see that. And we'll see you here next week. So
the chat, too.
Oh, yeah, the chat. Oh, my gosh. Dave Chappelle, Storm, B.L., Darth Vader Raider, Fabricator Bill. Oh, my gosh. The big Fabricator, you know who you are. Aaron the Q-Dog, Jack Kenna, Paul Egerton. Oh, everybody was in there.
Everybody's
I can't
in there.
scroll up. Juan, let me just say this.
Okay.
It's been a great night. We appreciate y'all. For my semi-IR buddy over there, Murph, my little nephew, this is your old Uncle Mosh, and you've been listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we've taken a lighter side journey into the dark side. Remember, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland. Good night, everybody. Adios, malingerers.
Good night, YouTube.
See ya.